Hey, what's good, everybody? It's Brandon with Taylorsfiresmoke Cooking. Welcome back into the channel. Today, we're going to whip up some we used to eat a lot in my childhood. Now, as I've gotten older, I've heard people call it Enchilada Bake. Some people call it Tamale Pie. We grew up calling it Cornbread Stuff. So that's what I'm going to call it today. That's what we're going to make today is Cornbread Stuff. My variation may be a little bit different from yours. It's a little bit different from how my mom used to make it growing up, but my kids love it. My wife, I love it. So I'm gonna show you how we do it. Like I said, you can call it whatever you will: tamale pie, enchilada bake, or as we call it, cornbread stuff. Stick around. Let's get it. All right, y'all. We got 3 pounds of 80/20, some taco seasoning, Jiffy cornbread, some refried beans, some sweet corn, and some sharp cheddar cheese. Leave a comment down below. What ingredients do you use in yours, if you make it at all? So all we're going to do now, we're just going to go ahead and get this ground beef broken down and fried up. I am going to add some dehydrated onion to this. Adds a little bit of extra flavor to it, and it's a nice little adds a nice little flavor to the dish. So you don't have to do that, or you can use fresh onions if you want to. I happen to have a bunch of dehydrated ones in my cabinet, so that's what we're going to use today. All right, once that ground beef begins to brown and it begins to get a little bit of grease in the skillet, now you're going to go ahead on and add those dehydrated onions so you can get them things hydrated back up. Now you can add as many or as little as you like. These onions are similar to the onions you'll get in your Lipton soup mix. So just imagine, a little bit of that flavor in the smell. So it smells amazing right now, and we're just going to get them in there now. That way they can get rehydrated while we're finishing browning up the beef. All right, family, now we've got our ground beef already browned, and I went on and drained the grease out of it. So now what we're going to do now, we're just going to add in our taco seasoning mix, and just make it according to the directions on the back of your packet. You can use whatever brand of flavor you like. I kind of like the Great Value one because it's not extremely salty. It does have salt, but it's not like overly salty. I've had some that were just so salty, but these are not. And I actually did not use 3 packs. I used about 2.5 of the packets just to ensure that it doesn't become overly salty. So, but just season it to your liking. If you have the big bottle of taco seasoning, or if you have a homemade mixture, or whatever the case may be, do it like that. But I'm just using some packets today, and it's following the directions on the back of the packet, which is 1 packet to 3/4 of a cup of water. I like to add my seasoning in and give it a good mix before I add the water. It is, to me, it just makes sure that I get it well incorporated, but you could do it however you want to. Now we're going to go in with the water, and it's going to make sure we get it completely mixed up and then let it simmer. That way this seasoning can get all incorporated through the meat. All right, guys, now we're going to go ahead on and we're going to add in that whole can of refried beans. What that does to me is it makes a little bit of a creaminess to your meat mixture, as well as a good flavor. So you don't have to do this. Growing up, this is not how we had it. But when you get older, you just try things and stuff of that nature. And we really wound up liking it. So I've been doing it like this for years, adding in a can of refried beans. And like I said, it just really adds a nice flavor to it, as well as a little bit of a creaminess to your mixture. And if you have some left over, it makes amazing burritos the next day. So it's good stuff. All right, guys, we've got the refried beans all well incorporated. You can see how it has that nice little creaminess to it, nice texture. So all I'm going to do now, I'm just going to turn the heat off. No more need to cook the meat. And we're going to add in a 1/2 can of the sweet corn and get that mixed up really well. And then we're going to top the rest of it. When we put it into the pan, we're going to put a little more on top. So again, something a little different. I like to have that little bit of sweetness in there when you're eating it. Not only is the cornbread sweet, but it's nice to have some sweet niblets in the mixture as well while you're eating. So it really makes for a good flavor there. So all we're going to do now, we're just going to whip up this cornbread basically according to the box. Now, I really never follow the directions as far as measurements. made cornbread and Jiffys for so long, you just kind of measure it the way you want to. But if you struggle, like I know people that still struggle even making Jiffy cornbread where they put too much milk in it or they burn it up or it's always flat. So follow the directions. But if you're not, just have a nice thick pancake consistency and you're good to go. So we're just gonna whip it up according to the packet or to the consistency that you like. And then we're gonna use this as the topper for our cornbread stuff. All right, guys, now let's assemble this thing. Now I've got a 9x13 pan here, Pyrex, and we're just gonna go ahead and scoop the mixture into the pan. It is hot and that's perfectly fine. That's not going to affect it one bit. And once you get in the pan, just smooth it out a little bit. Make sure it's even across the pan, even across the whole way through, this one nice even layer. Once I put it in, I realized I could just go ahead and fit all of the mixture in there, so that's what we went on and did. Now, if you wanted to as well, you could add jalapeno, to the cornbread mixture, or you can put some into your meat mixture as well to add a little bit of a kick. But it's totally up to you. And again, like I said, you just want to make sure that you smooth it all the way through. Make sure it's completely even as best as you can. As you can see, I'm taking my flat spoon and I'm just going across all the edges to make sure that it's completely even. Now, if it's a little higher in the middle, that's fine, but you do definitely want it even across all the edges. That way, when you put your cornbread in, you don't have to worry about it overflowing. So now we're just going to take the rest of that corn and add it to the top. And now we're going to take some of our cheddar cheese and then add that to the top as well. Now, I'm not going to put cheese completely on the entire dish because I'm not the biggest cheese fan. I prefer mine without it, but the rest of my family loves it with the cheese. So we're just going to put cheese on about 3/4 of it and then leave the other quarter without cheese. It's nice and easy. Again, if you've made it, let me know what your recipe is. Or let me know if you've even, eaten this dish before. And if you have, what did you call it? Like I said, when I got grown and I was talking about stuff we grew up eating, I had a coworker was like, well, we used to eat that too, and we called it this. So, like I said, we've always called it cornbread stuff. So that's what we call it. All right, so now what we're going to do, we're going to take our cornbread batter, and you just go across the top. You want to make sure that you get it as even as possible when you're topping your mixture with it. You don't want any flat spots or any empty spots, so as even as you possibly can get it. I did not grease the pan. I figured no need to. You have so much liquid and juice from your meat mixture, and you still have some residual grease that you really don't need to grease the pan. It'll come out perfectly fine. All right, once you top the mixture with your cornbread, you're gonna go into a 400-degree oven until it's golden brown. And here's our finished product. It took about 35-40 minutes for it to bake. All ovens are different. Now what we're gonna do is let it cool off, and then we'll go ahead and plate up. Look at that. You can see the nice golden brown on that thing. Smells amazing. Came out perfect. We're just gonna cut us a nice little hunk out of here. Again, my side is not going to have cheese on it, so you're not gonna see any cheese or any cheese pull when I pull it out. But if you put enough cheese on your side, you definitely will. This is, one of my kids' favorite dishes. It's funny, even as a kid, how much I liked it. It's a pretty easy dish to make. It's a pretty basic dish to make, but it just tastes so good. I guess the ground beef and the sweet cornbread and the corn is just really good. You can see how that cornbread came out perfect. Perfect. Nice and moist. And completely done. cooked all the way through. There it is, guys. Cornbread stuff, aka Enchilada Bake, aka Tamale Pie, aka whatever you call it. Go ahead and get a quick bite. Make sure we get everything on one bite. Go ahead and get a taste first. Just like always, always delicious. Always delicious. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the recipe. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Tell a friend, phone a friend, tell your family members. Maybe they can join the Taylorsfiresmoke cooking family as well. Hope you guys enjoy. Till the next time, God bless you, and we'll see you around.